Hello and good day, bright lights wherever you are. Today is Saturday. I missed yesterday. I don't really know what happened, so I'm back. I think it's more like having a creating a schedule Monday through Friday to get to you. But then again, I may just pop on whenever. But yesterday, just things probably took me out of a normal pattern, and so I had to just go with that flow. So, wherever you are on this planet, the world, and in thought, well wishes. Today's topic is in the quiet of preparation. So, I think we're still in Mercury retrograde, but I'm hopeful we're coming out soon. Maybe this is the end of it. And Mercury retrograde is often talked about where the planets look like they're spinning forward in the right way, but they look like they're spinning backwards, but they're not. There's like a stillness to them. There's a hold up. There's a temporary stop, blockage, dysfunction. Something is being kind of milled in preparation to be worked out. And in all of our lives, it's usually a time when technical things stop working or plans don't always go through or they go through at a slower pace. Anyway, preparation, what are you preparing for? Maybe today is your day of ease. Maybe today is your day of um, getting ready to relaunch into something. Or maybe you're just not doing anything and you're chilling. Maybe there's some contemplation that you will attend to, but like not right now. I want to be full of me, being still. I was just being reminded that Saturn, Saturday is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun, the big sun with the bulbs in it. Anyway, for now. And that Saturn has seven rings, and that Saturn's number that it's equal to is eight. And it's so interesting because it's all the upper chakras, and I think there's more chakras within the body as well, sort of sub chakras. And then we have chakras above our head and below our feet. So, so there's also forehead and crown, 6, 7, and 8, sixth day of the week. 66, I should look up 66, but that is that angel number. And it's interesting because Saturn's rings, while they may look solid, and when you're a kid studying science in school, you make solid rings, so you kind of think, oh, there's hula hoops around this planet, but they're really like space-sized or space particles or rocks, and it's not necessarily solid like a platform, but I bet you there are some space beings who leap on them. And then there's also probably things that I understand could be happening since we have Star Wars battles in the sky. But since we're in preparation and we're getting ready to shift obvious evidence, and we're wanting to see increasing good, and we're wanting to see happiness naturally everywhere, we're wanting people to feel their empowerment, their personal knowingness of them, their smiles and jubilation and rejuvenation. We're wanting all to be aware, awake, ascended, kind for wherever we're at, and to recognize the divinity. When you say namaste to people, are you saying namaste to the people everywhere, or is it only to your group? Are you saying namaste to those people who are Black Lives Matter, or who are whatever they've done that by your mirror that's like really not cool, bad, heinous, and different? You've gotta. I mean, it's not a love is only gonna fit this piece. We have to be reminded that love is, and if it is, your energy of love just permeates. And if it doesn't, then we get to look at where we're withholding ourselves. The Andromedans told Alex Collier that the love you withhold is the pain you experience lifetime after lifetime. So, where do we withhold? And why do we withhold? And is it worth holding on? Certainly, things can be justified. Certainly, you could even be right in justification. But holding on too much doesn't lead to feeling good. It's still part of the a past or that hiccup or something that really won't serve you anyway to be right. It doesn't serve you to be right. You don't get medals for being right. Some people have been awarded medals for being wrong because they were in the right of the wrong. like like if you knew certain people and they just gave you medals, or and forgive me, all the veterans out there, all these brave men and women going to war for wars fought that were manipulated by a particular elite pulling money strings. It comes down to that. A particular virus that had to do with money strings and ultimately planet and planetary and universal domination and harvesting of souls and blood. So where were you in preparation of your love, your life, your next steps, what you want to do? Is there a lightness to it? Or is it totally in complaint and total fear? So I'm just suggesting that we can perhaps look at shifting, even little bits. If you're able to do it cold turkey overnight and develop a new habit and jump on a bandwagon and say, no more for me, that metal door has, believe me, if you and I, if we knew more about um, present and particle, we can just walk through metal door and through wood, and we could retrieve ourselves back. And because it would be something to be able to, be able to walk through something but get stuck. Well, you'd be stuck in the wall. Yikes. Which has happened in the Philadelphia experiment, and of course people died. And that's true too. That's a true thing. So where are we in our preparations? And where are we? Are we going to take forever in our preparation? Or are we just going to know it's a natural timing thing as well? Just like when it's time and you're ready, you purchase a ticket to go on an airplane. As it's time and it's ready, you prepare your suitcase or your knapsack. Or maybe you don't have to take it because it's a short trip, or you're going to buy clothes there or go somewhere where you don't need your stuff. You're just going to go, but you're still in the preparation because you've got to line things up to get there, the ride or the walk. And then you have to arrive at the right time because the plane is not going to take off when you want it to take off. So where are we in our preparation? And so I thought I would just read a few things about kind of ease and preparation and preparing ourselves and just some uplifting things, and then go into the cards and see how the cards might be helping us today in a quiet preparation for all that we desire next. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to ask them that. I'm just going to kind of brainstorm and then share that with you. But it felt like to me today when I got up, I have some personal agendas with wanting to work on my body, send people some energy, and the timing of that because I need to hear back from them so they're aware, and I'm aware we're in agreement of that time. And then at the same time, I have housework to do and just little things, getting to the store and stuff. And there's preparation, there's some steps, and it's all in the flow. Doesn't matter necessarily which I do first or second, but they all will need to be addressed. So there's a preparation going on. And beyond that, there's a bigger umbrella preparation between wanting to lend energy and oracle card readings and art and preparation for it looks like a job's coming my way and I welcome it because that will bring in some dollars. At the same time, I'm preparing that anything can happen under the umbrella of oracle, reading and energy work because that's more my heart, my passion, my art. And yet I can find passion in taking on a job for a while that seems to bring in some other element, as well as making a contribution when I show up, providing that it's a fit. And while all our jobs that we may take in the man-made world might be a fit for a while, we can find value in them, we can appreciate them, we can know we touch other people's lives by words or just by showing up. So there's value in all we do, whether we're moving forward or whether we take some. There's always value. There's always value in what we do. There's always learning in what we do, and how you may take away is really by your own altitude of attitude. So if we can cultivate an attitude that's appreciation and gratitude, if we can cultivate like Yeah, that really felt right for me. No, I've changed. This really feels right for me. And honor that and just move forward and do our best to speak up the more clearer that we can. And we're all, I think, finding out to speak clearer and in the space of sovereignty, in a place of personal empowerment. And some of us are doing it at a slower pace, and some of it are very, very much there, and some of us are really there. So, and all the people who seem really there and really open are wanting to pull up other people and give them a hand. Some days may be seemingly easier than others because in a carbon unit, in a physical body, we're divine, but we're challenged in dropping into the human because of things we relearned or unlearned. However, we're always connected to source. It will again depend on our own believability and knowingness, how willing we are to embrace the invisible and know the invisible has been as powerful as anything since millennium upon millennium and didn't go away just because certain phones and there are, I'm sure, other better even phones were invented, or elevators, or airplanes, or the, the any machine of destruction. Um, there's more power going on than what we have at the moment shown to us. So, but we are the key. The power is within us. And what we need to do is to cultivate that knowingness so that we feel in alignment more in our miracles and our goodness and the grace that is us that we also deserve, that we are innately just is and is a happening thing every day. So, and some of our beliefs that are running our biology, that are, I'm doing this because it's like silent in our biology, you know, we, we can ask to start to discover them so that those inhibitors don't. But everything has served us. All beliefs have served us up until whatever time that then you notice. And once you notice, you can start to say, well, there's some truth to that, or there's like, okay, I don't need that anymore, or wow, I didn't know that. You can become, if you choose, aware observer and make shifts because you are allowed to change the definition of you every 15 minutes, every 10 seconds. You are allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind indeed. So where are we in quiet preparation? It's wonderful to see good increasing. It's good to see incredible generosity. Sharing what's been received is happening more and more. And I'd like to think that on the planet, between the entourage that's traveling across the U.S. wanting to have story talking with the awakened and with those who are going, wow, I know something's going on, and yeah, I really see something's going on now, and just having conversations that's happening across America. I think it's called America Arise. Um, so there is obvious shifting, and in our preparation, we too um, can see evidence in our own preparation to shift even more and more. Spirit is all in all. There's nothing outside of all in all. In science, the all is in metaphysics and spirit. The all is one and the one is all, which is basically said in a book, in a classic, The Three Musketeers, all for one and one for all. And it's no joke. Divine order, uninhibited circulation is ongoing. Spirit flows through people all the time. It can't be anything less than that because you are from infinite love. So there can be no shut off. There's only you deciding to shut it off. There can be no shut off. There's only you deciding to shut it off, not listen, not see, not know, not be aware, not care in whatever state that may be chosen by you. Free and unafraid, I take my place in what's next. That's how we can also prepare. I go along and ease and flow in my day. Love is stronger than any force in the universe. Love is stronger than any force in the universe. And there's some others I want to just share. So, do you represent determination? Do you represent fortitude? Do you represent that maybe I need to step back, but I'm going to keep moving forward? Maybe today is a little quieter in my preparation, but I'm going to keep going forward. I will find a way. The way will be presented for me. I follow through on important projects with optimism. That's a nice one for me. 'Cause I feel like I have different projects, and sometimes it can feel like overwhelm when you're the one person show or you're surrounded by what seems like adversity, and yet everything is a mirror to your growth. I meet and master obstacles by knowing what works. I do what works. I am elevated to new enlightenment today. In your quiet preparation on this Saturday, 6, 7, 8, yeah, I wish that you will have an epiphany and breakthrough. So, what would be a way we can ask the cards today? So, earlier I blessed my room. We'll just go over a little bit of blessing with the cards. What would help us in knowing in our quiet preparation some optimism that will support determination and sovereignty and all that's good for our next steps? What would be some ways to take a look at our day today? And we'll put some symbols and good thought into these. I can already feel my hands a little bit. I can feel the cards there. They're kind of humming. You know, they're just like, I don't know, they want to talk to us. So, what would be great for us to know today to help us in our moving forward and quiet preparation, all that we're in the middle of, all that we're feeling? What would help us? So I slept with my cards last night. They got all jumbled up. So some will be upright and some will not be upright. Oh. Almost there. Okay. There's a little bit of slowed downness, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I'll keep my cheeks closed. So the first card is upside down. So it will be a temporary holdup, whatever that is. Oh, I dislike getting this card. So there's something coming. Okay. Okay. So the cards are never like backwards. The cards here, they're too spiritual. So that's why I don't really read them in a bad way. So we got this card that was upside down. And basically, bitter revenge leads to destruction. So it was upside down. And there's a holdup in this. So meaning that whatever's going on that has been in our immediate environments that have seemed hostile or controlling or uncomfortable or even downright manipulation, lies, at odds, people abandoning, leaving, controlling, people not taking sides, the family unit, the lover unit, the could be at work, us. This is there's this thing that's happening or about to happen where we can switch this around. Bitter revenge leads to destruction. This is information. Just know that I feel like this is temporary. It's backwards. It's not forever ongoing. It's a number 4. And number 4, again, is your leap of faith. You're being yourself. You're acknowledging some personal power. It's your strength of being. It's honoring your foundation. So while this may be wobbly for a moment, it's not going to last long and it's going to shift. This card, I admit, is a card that's extremely powerful and extremely strong message for us to look at our attitudes, altitudes, and shift from if we're a chosen position of one that seems to always invite conflict and control. We have an opportunity to shift. We also have an opportunity to change and do what's correct, even though sometimes doing what's correct doesn't seem correct to another person, or even that you do it in the most genteel, or maybe you can't do it in a most diplomatic way, and that there'll always be someone who won't take a side, who's affected but will go about and do their daily tasks, which is best for them. Or even the one who may have had something to do with the change in altercation, but um, they're they're playing it. While very important, they were a piece of thread in there. Um, it's really about these two main differing sides or sides, definitions, ways of seeing. But since this was upside down, um, I think that we can use it as a way that I'm going to take it right now. It's either very temporary in maybe coming on, or its own action around us is temporary, like Mercury in retrograde and things that are going on in family units. But number four, leap of faith, getting out of our comfort zones, being ourselves, our strength of being, and finding your order and your stability in any particular spot. The second one, you are not alone, number nine. So number nine is our talents, our skills, and sharing them with the world. Um, gosh, cosmic consciousness, which this card is so cosmic and represents the story of the cosmonauts who saw huge angels in the air. They saw huge angels in the air, and the Russian ground crew at their version of NASA thought they were nuts, having been so many days in space. They sent up another team, and the team saw the angels came back, so they saw them. So all these people saw this, and they weren't crazy. They, and it was like I think it was 1984. It might have been before that. Um, you are not alone in the universe. So this is to remind us that whatever happens is temporary, delay and or fight, or whatever is around us in chaos. That we are in a quiet preparation moving through. Um, we are not alone in the universe, and we are supposed to share our wisdom, talents, and skills with the world. Cosmic consciousness, the cosmonauts, cosmic consciousness, but also if you are giving too much energy out to the situation, to just retrieve it back, and you can be quiet about it and just be contemplative in your quiet preparation of you doing the right next thing. A sacred gift is coming to you. This is number five. This is about movement. And so the goddess asks for help from her husband's clan, the dragon clan. And while there's some foundational stuff that's going on, she's very protected. Dragon energy comes in to protect her. And so you do have something, we all have something, if we choose to look at it, that's coming, that will bring us out of our, in an accent, this quiet preparation that we're getting ready for really good things, welcoming things, new things, epiphanies in our lives, that next step in business, that next step in spirit, that next step for our miracle, for our own rejuvenation, revelation. Let me. Number five is adventure. I know I want to be going on an adventure. Earlier, the cards today pointed to more like 2 months, 4 months at the most. I'd really like an epiphany, like in alignment where I don't know. But sometimes everything is happening for a reason. Either number one, we're definitely not ready, or two, all the things that help us in our readiness need to be aligned, right? Like if you're going along your journey in your car and you keep having flat tires, it wasn't the right time to leave, because the flat tire is like the stall up, the car representing our own vehicle moving forward. So there's always synchronicity. There's always a reason for things that the angels are lining up for us and the things we so desire to have happen. So number five is really good. And then this is number seven. Again, upside down, temporarily fold up. So the couple is the brother and sister. They were for trusting humanity. They were for they got taken advantage of because they didn't use discernment in who they interacted with. So there's a temporary holdup of interacting, but because you don't want to be taken advantage of. But this is a number seven, and that also is a very spiritually prepare for spiritual awakening, be open to the realm of divine vibration. So while there may be a temporary holdup to this particular outcome in quiet preparation, understand and observe to not be taken advantage of as you are moving forward. It's not that you should not trust humanity. Yes, of course, be very trusting, be very caring. Namaste to all, to not withhold your love. But also, you may find that you still need to take care of your heart as you gift and give forward and present yourself in the world. Sometimes it's just knowing, do I go right or left? I think it feels like right, go right, even though going left is your usual pattern, that there needs to still be some discernment while you do love and care. And yet, in that love, you are so divinely protected. And sing as if your heart's breaking. Do not stop your love. Do not stop your spiritual preparation because of other people seemingly around you not being receptive to your love and your gifts and your goodness. Keep moving forward as you are inspired to move forward. So, in our quiet preparation, being a conscious observer of all around us, still offering our love and offering our gifts, but also just knowing if it seems a little extra quiet, if it seems like not the right thing to do right now, don't do it. It will be. It will be for you to do. Your quiet preparation is all about you keeping your vibe high, keeping your dreams going, keeping your heart in place, welcoming in all that's good, and still blessing what doesn't serve. Just bless it. Say thank you. And taking your power. You are the key. You are awakening your power within. We are remembering the amnesia is lifting. So all these numbers are really great and good today. And interesting, I'm going to be thinking myself just a little bit about Saturn, since I think Saturn is a little bit like Mars, from what I understand from another Intuit. And, so many planets have been gateways or way stations for a lot of different manipulative practices that we were not aware of via our light about world histories. And so, while I could be wrong, you don't have to drink my Kool Aid. How about if any of that you could entertain to be true? And only because if you've watched any amount of movies, fantasy, or some presented with mythology, all mythology has some truth to it, if not, in fact, probably 100% true, more true than news today itself on regular TV. What if you just keep open? Go for your own inner convictions and follow your truth center. But what if we just keep open anyway? That in our quiet preparation, we're really ready for anything. We're prepared for our heart from our heart space. We're using discernment. We're being a conscious observer, and we're willing to step forward as it feels divinely inspired for us to. Everything we do matters. Nothing's an accident. You are powered by the stars, and my little kindly heart just loves you. Right? You know how to find me in the description. Please like and share because your Facebook people will be different than my Facebook people. And it's just a way to keep supporting each other. Support me with love donation if you want. If you don't want, don't. Contact me if you want a private reading or if you need a healing. And please, I don't even like to call it healing because it's a force that I'm invoking through me to get to you. And it's certainly not even me. I'm a conduit and just want to be a steward of the planet and humanitarian endeavor for the Galactic Federation of Nations, as Galactic Federation of Worlds will, I believe, configure. There'll be the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and then there'll be our nations, sovereign, complete, interacting in harmony for the betterment of all multiverses. Okay? I love you. Have a great day.